Do you feel your career is nearing the finish line?
I think,
Man,
I've been in professional boxing since I was 15 years old.
wow.
Almost 18 years in fighting a professional.
He's a man of his word, because I remember in 2018 when he did the deal, the 5-year deal, I asked you, like, how much longer you want to fight? Is this 5-year deal done with DAZN? And you said,
I think it's gonna be enough. A lot of years in boxing and accomplish a lot of things, and then I need to enjoy my life with my family and everything. But it's time. I think it's time, and it's sad to hear, but
Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed king of super middleweight boxing, has sent shockwaves through the fight world after recent reports emerged regarding his health. His grueling and controversial victory over David Benavidez in May 2024, whispers began circulating about Canelo's well-being. However, it was his next fight against the hard-hitting Jaime Munguia in September that truly ignited war. The Munguia fight was a brutal war. Both fighters exchanged heavy blows throughout the 12 rounds, leaving fans on the edge of their seats but also fearing for their health. Canelo emerged victorious by a narrow split decision, but footage of the fight showcased a concerning decline in his reflexes and overall sharpness. This, coupled with the visible punishment he absorbed, prompted his team to schedule a battery of medical tests.
That he's one of the best. He's one of the best. We was able to come together and not, we didn't come together when we wanted to, but we was able to come together and get the fans a hell of a fight.
The results of these tests have painted a concerning picture. Doctors reportedly discovered signs of neurological damage, casting a dark shadow over Canelo's future in the ring. While the full extent of the damage remains undisclosed, it's significant enough to raise serious questions about whether he can safely continue boxing. Canelo himself has been understandably tight-lipped about the situation. In a recent interview, he admitted to experiencing some lingering effects from the Munguia fight, but downplayed the seriousness of the diagnosis. "Sure, I took some punishment in there," he conceded. "Every fighter does. I'm a warrior, and I'll bounce back. These doctors are just being cautious." However, Canelo's bravado can't mask the underlying worry. The fire that once burned so brightly in his eyes seems dimmed. The sport of boxing is littered with tragic tales of fighters who ignored warning signs and continued competing well past their prime, ultimately paying a heavy price for their bravado. The boxing community is united in its concern for Canelo. Trainers, fighters, and fans alike are urging him to prioritize his health. "Canelo has achieved legendary status," said his longtime trainer, Eddie Reynoso. "He doesn't need to prove anything more. His health is paramount. If the doctors are advising caution, he needs to listen." The news of Canelo's potential retirement has sent shockwaves through the boxing world. He is not just a champion. He is a global icon who has transcended the sport. Fights are mega events.
Living in LA, and they would have to almost like put string on him to make sure he didn't travel too far away from the house. Like, he would get lost on his block. He didn't know what was going on. His brain is just gone. It's just gone.
Yeah, the price they pay, man.
It's the craziest price.
Chance at greatness.
The craziest price, and you never know when you've crossed the line.
Generating massive pay-per-view numbers and propelling boxing back into the mainstream consciousness. Canelo's absence would leave a gaping hole in the sport. The upcoming generation of fighters is talented, but none have yet captured the imagination quite like Canelo. "Boxing needs Canelo," said rising star Demetrius Andrade. "He's an inspiration to so many, but not at the expense of his health. There's a whole life outside the ring. Coming weeks and months will be crucial for Canelo. He will need to undergo further evaluation and make a difficult decision. Prioritize his health and potentially walk away from the sport he loves, or risk further damage for one last shot at glory." Canelo's legacy is already secure. He is a multiple division world champion, a pay-per-view superstar, and a true legend of the sport. The most important fight of his career might not be in the ring. It might be the fight for his long-term health and well-being. The entire boxing world waits with bated breath, hoping Canelo makes the right choice.
Never lived, for sure. Everybody admits it. Everybody's scared of him. He dominates everybody. He's won like 50-plus matches in a row,
Now,
which
why
is
would
unheard
a
of.
guy like that not go UFC? Because of the drug testing?
No, because he could go to ONE FC. He could go to one of these organizations that doesn't test like that. But I think because he's not a striker, and
he's going to announce his next fight or two. I think he's going to say that he's going to fight Terence Crawford and David Benavidez, and then he's going to retire. I don't know why I have that feeling, but I can just see Canelo fighting one, or 2 more fights and then just riding off to the sunset. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better ending for Canelo if that's how he ended his career. So I think that's what's going to happen, but I'm really excited and curious what he's going to say tomorrow. So let me know what you guys think.
Alright guys, we got some breaking news as Canelo will make an important announcement about his career live on Mexican TV channel Azteca on Tuesday. Is Canelo retiring? Is Canelo going to give us his last 2-3 fights announced already? We'll find out on Tuesday. But Bud Crawford has been seen sparring undefeated super middleweight Lester Martinez. So is Canelo and Bud happening next? Now I doubt Canelo will retire. He still has probably a good 2 to 3 more fights left in him. Super fights at that to make him super money. But I really hope we get a David Benavidez fight. If Canelo retires without fighting David Benavidez, that's going to be the craziest duck of.
Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed king of super middleweight boxing, finds himself at a crossroads. The man who has stared down the fiercest competition in the ring now faces a different kind of opponent. His own health. After a brutal war with Jaime Munguia in September 2024, recent medical tests revealed signs of neurological damage, casting a long shadow over his future as a fighter. The Munguia fight was a turning point. It wasn't just another victory to add to Canelo's already impressive resume. It was a grueling war of attrition, a 12-round chess match played with heavy fists. Munguia, known for his relentless pressure and thunderous punching power, lived up to his reputation. Canelo, despite emerging victorious by split decision, bore the physical brunt of the battle. That fight was different, admitted Canelo in a recent interview. Munguia is a young lion, hungry and fearless. He throws bombs with both hands. I felt every shot he landed. It was a war in there, and the war took its toll. Canelo, throughout his career, has built a reputation as an iron-chinned warrior.
Like brain damage. That looks terrible. That looks like someone could get knocked unconscious. Oh my God, that's such a cheap shot.
Yeah, for sure. It's just straight sucker punching.
It's totally sucker punching.
Yeah.
Jesus, you guys.
He's absorbed punishment from some of the best fighters in the world, emerging victorious each time. The Munguia fight felt different. The reflexes that once seemed lightning fast appeared a touch sluggish. The precision in his punches, once laser sharp, seemed slightly off-kilter. I've always prided myself on my defense, Canelo continued. But Munguia throws punches in bunches, and some of them get through. Over the years, all those shots add up. You can't ignore Father Time forever. The recent medical diagnosis was a sobering reality check. While the full extent of the damage is still unknown, it's enough to raise serious concerns. Doctors have advised caution, and the boxing world is united in its concern for Canelo's health. Canelo is more than just a fighter, said his longtime trainer, Eddie Reynoso.
Now, you got a guy as smart as Canelo who can land that boom, who understands how to set up these young guys. You know, that's what it is. He's fighting Munguia because he was forced to, in my opinion. This is my opinion. I might be wrong. He was forced to fight Munguia. He didn't want to do no business with no damn golden boy, but he was forced to do it because of the money. You know, the big thing going on with Amazon Prime, all of that. Like, they got Amazon Prime because of Canelo. You know, we need you to fight, and we need you to fight somebody because we need to hit it out the park.
He's like a son to me. His health is the most important thing. If there's even a small risk, we can't let him step in the ring again. This isn't an easy decision for Canelo. He's a fighter who thrives on competition, who craves the roar of the crowd and the adrenaline rush of battle. Walking away from the sport he loves at the peak of his career would be a monumental sacrifice. Boxing is all I've ever known, Canelo confided. It's in my blood. Stepping into that ring, feeling the lights, the energy. There's nothing quite like it. There's also a wife, a daughter, a life outside the ring. I have to think about them too. The legacy Canelo has already built is undeniable. He's a multiple division world champion, a pay-per-view superstar, and a true legend of the sport. He's faced the best and emerged victorious, etching his name in boxing history. But this fight for his health might be the most important one yet. There's a lot of pressure, Canelo admitted. From the fans, from myself, everyone wants me to keep fighting, but I can't fight Father Time. This decision is about more than just me. It's about my future, my family's future. Coming weeks and months will be crucial for Canelo. He will need to undergo further evaluation and make the toughest decision of his career. Does he risk further damage for one last shot at glory? Or does he prioritize his health and walk away on top? Canelo Alvarez, the fighter who has always been fearless in the ring, now faces a different kind of fear. The fear of the unknown, the fear of what the future holds. One thing remains certain. The boxing world waits with bated breath, hoping Canelo makes the right choice for himself and his long-term well-being.
I know a lot of people are talking to you about your future, but you have more fights behind you than ahead of you. So have you started thinking about your legacy, your long-term legacy, and what you want that to be?
I don't know.
What do you want? You're
I don't
not.
know.
You're not
I
there
don't,
yet.
I don't think I'm not thinking about that yet. So I don't know.
Mentality like that, Canelo. Why does it seem like you're not cherry picking opponents? You'll just fight anybody. What is it about you that gives you that mindset?
It's because I love boxing. That's why I love boxing. I love challenge. I love feel that adrenaline.
Yeah.
You know, I feel I need to accomplish everything to be in the books of history of boxing. That's why I'm here. So, and I love what I do.
You know, I was going to ask you about retirement. Not that you're still absolutely incredible, but you've accomplished everything. How much longer do you think you will do this, Canelo?
Recent announcement regarding his potential retirement due to neurological concerns sent shockwaves through the boxing world. The news resonated deeply with boxing legends, many of whom have watched Canelo climb the ranks and establish himself as a dominant force. The concern for Canelo's health was palpable, but so was the respect for the difficult decision he faces. De La Hoya, Canelo's former promoter and a boxing legend himself, expressed his heartfelt concern. "Canelo is like a younger brother to me," he said. "I've seen his journey from a young prodigy to the king of the sport. He has achieved everything there is to achieve. The most important thing now is his health. There's life beyond boxing, and I hope he prioritizes that." De La Hoya, who himself retired due to vision problems, understands the importance of listening to one's body. "Boxing is a brutal sport," he continued. "It takes a toll on your body, especially after years of fighting at the highest level. Canelo needs to listen to his doctors and make the best decision for." Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., another Mexican boxing icon, echoed De La Hoya's sentiments. "Canelo is a true champion," Chavez said. "He has brought so much pride to Mexico, but a champion knows when to walk away. If there's even a shred of doubt about his health, he needs to hang up his gloves." Senior spoke from experience, having witnessed the dangers of clinging on too long. "I fought past my prime," he admitted. "It wasn't pretty. I wouldn't want to see that happen to Canelo. He has a beautiful family, a bright future. He needs to protect his health for them." Floyd Mayweather Jr., Canelo's biggest rival and another boxing legend, took a more nuanced approach. "Canelo is a warrior," Mayweather stated. "He wouldn't be where he is today if he didn't have an iron will. But even warriors need to be smart. If the doctors are advising caution, that's a serious red flag." Mayweather, known for his defensive brilliance and longevity in the sport, acknowledged the difficulty of walking away. "Nobody wants to go out on a low note," he said. "But sometimes the bravest thing you can do is step away at the top. Canelo has nothing left to prove. He's a legend already." Canelo himself, in a recent interview, reflected on the reactions of his fellow boxing greats. "Hearing from Oscar, Julio, and Floyd, it means a lot," he said. "These are men I respect immensely. They understand the sacrifices, the dedication it takes to be at this level. However, Canelo maintains his competitive spirit. There's still a fire in me," he admitted. "The thought of walking away, of never stepping into the ring again, it hurts, but I also have a responsibility to my family, to myself. My health comes first." The news has sparked debate within the boxing community. Fans are divided, with some yearning for one last glimpse of Canelo's brilliance, and others urging him to prioritize his health. "It's a tough call," said Bernard Hopkins, the former light heavyweight champion. "As a fan, I want to see Canelo fight on. But as someone who understands the long-term consequences of boxing, I wouldn't want him to risk his health." Hopkins believes Canelo should explore all options. There might be a way for him to continue competing, but in a less risky way, he suggested. Exhibition matches, maybe even venturing into promoting. He could stay involved in the sport without putting his health at risk. The boxing world waits with bated breath for Canelo's final decision. Will he heed the advice of the legends and prioritize his health? Or will he chase one last dance in the ring? Only time will tell, but one thing remains certain. Canelo Alvarez's legacy as a boxing great is already cemented. The question now is whether he will add wise champion to his list of achievements by making the right call for his future.
Ever seen, never ran from anybody, had completely respected the sport of boxing, was an ultimate champion, and I have to tell you, one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet on the planet Earth. I mean, when people, I want to just say this real quick because I know we got.
Never say no, but right now it's not in my future. No, not right now. Maybe
it's all about legacy now.
Yeah, it's all about legacy right now. But you never know.
What do you have to do, Canelo, to be considered the greatest boxer of all time? What is that? Can you reach that level? Can you accomplish that?
Things like this, fight different. When you see in the past, the best fighter go up and down in weight class and beat all the champions, is I think nobody, right? And I try to do my best for boxing, for me, for my legacy, and keep doing that, right? Fight the best, fight the fights the people want, and that's it.
His story is one woven from the dusty streets of Guadalajara, Mexico, to the dazzling lights of Las Vegas. It's a tale of relentless dedication, unwavering passion, and the rise of a young boy into a global boxing icon. Canelo's journey began at the tender age of 11. Growing up in a small town in Jalisco, boxing wasn't just a sport, it was a way of life. My brother Rigoberto was already a professional boxer, Canelo recalled in a recent interview. I'd watch him train, see the dedication in his eyes. That's when I knew boxing was in my blood. Under the watchful eye of his trainer, Chepo Reynoso, Canelo's talent blossomed, just a rare combination of power, speed, and an iron will. Canelo was special from the beginning, Chepo reminisced. He had this fire in his eyes, a hunger to learn. He'd train for hours, pushing himself beyond his limits. At just 15, Canelo turned professional. Boxing world took notice of the young prodigy with the fiery red hair, a nickname that would forever define him. Canelo translates to cinnamon in Spanish, a fitting tribute to his fiery spirit and Mexican heritage. Canelo's early career was a whirlwind of activity. He racked up wins at an alarming rate, showcasing his skills against increasingly tough competition. Those early fights were a blur, Canelo chuckled. I was young, hungry, and fueled by adrenaline. Every win was a stepping stone, a chance to prove myself. By the age of 20, Canelo had already captured his first world title, becoming the WBC lightweight champion. This victory catapulted him onto the global stage, attracting the attention of boxing fans worldwide. Winning that first title was a dream come true, Canelo said, a hint of pride in his voice. It validated all the sacrifices, all the years of training. Canelo moved up in weight class. His challenges became more formidable. He faced and defeated a who's who of boxing royalty: Miguel Cotto, Austin Trout, Shane Mosley, each victory adding another layer to his growing legend. Every fight was a learning experience, Canelo reflected. I faced some incredible fighters, each with their own unique style. It forced me to adapt, to become a more complete boxer. However, Canelo's journey wasn't without setbacks. Controversial split decision loss to Floyd Mayweather Jr. in 2013 served as a harsh reality check. Losing to Mayweather was tough, Canelo admitted. It was a humbling experience, but it also made me hungrier. I knew I could be better, and I dedicated myself to coming back stronger. And stronger, he came back. Canelo embarked on a relentless winning streak, capturing multiple world titles across different weight divisions. He became the undisputed king of super middleweight boxing, unifying all 4 major belts. Becoming undisputed champion was a pinnacle moment in my career, Canelo declared with a smile. It's something very few fighters achieve. It was a testament to all the hard work, the dedication of my team. Today, Canelo Alvarez stands as a global icon, a symbol of Mexican boxing excellence. His fights are mega events, drawing millions of viewers worldwide. He has transcended the sport, becoming a cultural phenomenon. It's surreal to see how far I've come, Canelo pondered. From a young boy in Jalisco to headlining fights in Vegas, it's been an incredible journey. However, Canelo's future in the ring is shrouded in uncertainty. Recent medical concerns have cast a shadow of doubt on his ability to continue fighting. Despite his lingering desire to compete, his health remains the top priority. Boxing has given me everything, Canelo stated, but there's life beyond the ring. My health, my family, they come first. Whatever decision I make, I know it will be the right one. Whether Canelo chooses to continue fighting or hang up his gloves, his legacy is already secure. He's a champion in every sense of the word, an inspiration to aspiring boxers worldwide. His journey, from the dusty fields of Jalisco to the global spotlight, is a testament to the power of dedication, passion, and the unwavering pursuit of a dream.